In the President's remarks and then in the Secretary's comments about the President's remarks, saying that it was the kind of language that North Korea would understand, and almost in a way diplomatic speak. Is that an approach the State Department was involved in that the President took yesterday?
The State Department and the President, the Secretary and the President, have ongoing conversations. They spoke earlier today. This pressure campaign with North Korea is something that we are all in agreement on. Folks in the U.S. government are all in agreement on. So nothing has changed in that regard.
Sorry, can you just extrapolate? The President and the Secretary spoke today?
They did.
This is when he was in Guam or not on the plane?
I'm not sure where exactly in transit, though, as he is on his way back to the United States, is my understanding. Exactly at what point or what time, I'm just not sure.
Clarified earlier today in which time zone?
I'm sorry, that's a good question, Andrea. It happened, let me get back to you on the time of that.
But it happened while he was en route back to...
I believe it was...
It wasn't
I believe
like
it was
last
on,
week or anything?
No. It was within the last 24 hours.
Do you have any idea how long it was?
They spoke for about an hour.
So that means 2 calls in the last... since Monday.
I'd have to check with you on the first call that you're referring to. I'm not certain of that. I don't recall that.
A call of an hour with General Kelly and the President and the Secretary on Monday morning. Monday morning, East Coast time.
Okay. Right.
There you go.
I mean, so we have 2 calls now. All right.
Okay. Andrea, hi.
Hi. Could I follow up? The Secretary's call was, though, well after the fire and fury language. Senator McCain and others, Republicans and Democrats, have complained that it was, quote, bombastic in Senator Feinstein's view, not helpful, said Senator McCain, that no other president, not Eisenhower, not Reagan, no other president that he knew of would have used such language. And the implication from all of the critics is that the president's language implied the use of nuclear force. Is that the way the Secretary read it? And did the Secretary have any early warning from his earlier phone call that this was going to happen? Or did he only speak to the President in the aftermath?
He spoke to the President after the fact, after the President made his announcement. You know, as people look at this, and some consider comments to have been alarming, I would have to go back to this. Let's consider what is alarming. What is alarming: 2 ICBM tests in less than a month, 2 nuclear tests that took place last year. As a matter of fact, when there's an earthquake in China, I get many emails and calls from all of you asking, was it another nuclear test? That is how big of a deal this is, that what is going on. Let me
follow up.
Let me finish. Okay, please. Sure. It is a big deal what is going on. It is a concern to the world, not just the United States. Those are alarming actions. They are provocative actions on the part of North Korea.
My question is, given those provocations from North Korea, which has been belligerent in the extreme, granted, stipulated, is it helpful or unhelpful for the President to use the kind of language that we have seen previously coming from Kim Jong-un, not from presidents of the United States? Is he exacerbating the
President spoke to him, to Kim Jong-un, in a language that Secretary Tillerson has said, and said this morning, in the kind of language that Kim Jong-un will understand. We would like to see results. The pressure campaign, we see that working. The international community is in agreement with the United States and many of our partners and allies on putting additional pressure on North Korea. The Secretary happens to be coming back from the ASEAN conference, where they had tremendous success. It was a good week for diplomacy. I know you all want to obsess over statements and all of that and try to want to make a lot of noise out of that, but what is important to keep in mind is that this diplomatic pressure at ASEAN, at the meeting of the 10 Asian nations along with the United States, came to a joint agreement and a joint statement and put out a very strong condemnation of North Korea. We are all singing from the same hymn book.